Perhaps you don't understand Fjerdan. Or Ravkin, for that matter. Perhaps that's why you're acting the way you are. Yes, I am referring to you. Although since you can understand what I'm saying to you, I'm certain you understand what we've all been told. What in Saint's name do you think I'm referring to? Have you any idea what they're going to do to us? Have you any idea where they're taking us? Really? You do? You understand that they're taking us to Fjerdan to face a so-called trial? Oh, really? You understand that, do you? Then I'm certain you must also understand that we are all as good as dead the moment we get there. After all, no Grisha has ever been found innocent at one of these so-called trials. They paint us as witches, as an affront to nature, as abominations and monsters. And then they execute us, simply for being born a bit different than they were, simply for being something they don't understand and that they can't control. Is that so? You understand this better than I realize. Well then, perhaps that's why I can't understand why you're behaving this way. What on earth do you think I mean? You, for some reason, find yourself so chipper, as we're all being brought to our deaths, that you are somehow able to sing and hum to yourself. I don't know if it's some kind of coping mechanism, or if you really just don't care, but I find it rather troubling that you are able to be so cheerful when you know what is going to happen to all of us, including yourself. I beg your pardon? I could hear you just fine. Your voice carries surprisingly well over the sound of the waves crashing against the ship. I simply don't understand what you mean. You said you have your powers and I have mine. From that little comment of yours, am I to assume that your singing and your humming is somehow related to a power of yours? Is that so? Then I'm certain you wouldn't mind explaining it, would you? I believe I asked you that question first, did I not? Why are you all of a sudden so interested in the power I possess? Very well, if you insist. I am a heartrender. I can change people's moods and control their heartbeat, simply by being able to see them. If I wanted, or if I needed to, I could also kill them with a mere flick of my wrist. Why do you ask? You possess a power similar to mine. Oh, do tell. You can change people's moods as well. And your singing and your humming, how does that tie into your power? That is how you're able to change their moods. Saints, you can't possibly mean... I've read about creatures like you. Creatures with your power. I never dreamed I would come face to face with someone like you. Why do I say that? Have you not heard? Creatures like you, they're believed to have been eradicated, primarily by Fjerdans, though I'm certain it's safe to assume you're already well aware of this. My apologies, have I struck a nerve? You are one of the last remaining of your kind. I see. Your parents would often tell you stories of others who were taken and never seen again. I can understand that. Of course I can. They think that they got the last of you. So now they've changed their focus. They've turned it on us, because we are so similar. Only people like me, people like all of us, Grisha, we are far more powerful than your kind. What do you think leads me to say this? We possess a wider range of powers. We are unpredictable. For example, if they were to encounter someone like us, and we weren't wearing a kefta, they would have no way of knowing what we are. No way of knowing what power we possess. No way of knowing if we could stop their beating hearts just by being able to look at them. You, on the other hand, are you able to step closer? Ah, yes. Just as the stories said, your appearance gives you away. That is such a shame. After all, if you could disguise yourself better. Maybe it's simply wishful thinking, but I don't believe you would find yourself in this position if it weren't for your rather striking appearance. No, certainly not. I don't believe that you resemble a monster in any sense of the word. In fact, you look rather lovely, if you don't mind my saying so, that is. Indeed, I suppose that is preferable to being viewed as an abomination, isn't it? Really? You think the same of me? You're quite the charmer, aren't you? Although, from what I've read, that is the nature of a siren. Being rather charming, rather flirtatious, when they want something from you, that is. And assuming my sources are correct, there's truly no way of knowing what exactly they want from you until it's too late. Until they already have it and they move on to someone else. Is that the case in this instance? I see. Then tell me, what exactly do you want from me? You need me to persuade the Fjerdan who brought me food. Into doing what? Have you lost your senses on this ship? You wish for me to persuade him into releasing all of us. And how do you suppose I can manage that? You believe I was beginning to win him over before? Even if I was, Why, in Saint's name, would he ever consider unchaining all of us? He believes that we are due a fair trial. Why would that lead him to? He won't allow us to die without a trial? What are you plotting? Saints, you intend to allow the ship to crash? That was why you were humming before. Why you were singing to yourself. I always thought those stories about sirens were just ridiculous. Ridiculous notions driven by fear. The fear of someone with a terrible, powerful ability to make you lose all control over yourself. I thought those were just myths. But you're actually going to do it, aren't you? You are going to destroy this ship so that it never makes it to Fjerdan. And if I don't convince him to release us, we'll drown. We'll drown when you go through with your plan. I need you to do one thing for me. I need you to use your voice. Make him a bit more relaxed around me. Make him feel at ease. I can convince him to unchain me. And then, once I have my hands, I can make him do whatever I wish. But it will only work if you can convince him to let me go first. Do you think you can manage this? Or will we all pay the price for your hubris?